Hello and welcome to USA Powerlifting 2024 Arnold Sports Festival here in Columbus, Ohio. This morning we're going to be having the Equipped Pro Series Finals. This is being sponsored this morning by A7, by Rogue, and by Renaissance Periodization. My name is Robin Schell and I'm here with
Michael Haffenbrack.
And we're going to be talking you through the events this morning. A7, Demand Greatness, Rogue, Create Stories, and if you want some nutrition planning, RP, Renaissance Periodization, is the people for you. We'd also like to give a shout out to Barbell Productions for putting on this live stream. And if you want to buy video and photo packages, check out barbellproductions.com. Let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be seeing this morning.
Okay. So this is the Equipped, the full power meet. Are you familiar with Equipped lifting?
I'm just a little bit familiar, but I'd love to learn more about it.
Okay. This is more my specialty. This is what I love to do as an Equipped lifter. I actually lifted at the Arnold last year. This is really exciting for me because I know a lot of these lifters and the coaches that are handling them today. Definitely a more intense environment. There's definitely more variables to consider with the equipped lifting, like having the suits, like how tight they are, make things a lot more difficult. So I think it makes things more exciting.
Okay. I did actually want to point out that we do have prize money on the line. There's a total of $10,000 this morning that is on the line for these equipped lifters. Each first place, male and female, will get $4,000 each. Second place gets $2,000 each, and third place gets $1,000 each.
Very exciting.
I think that's a nice payday.
Yeah.
We're now getting an introduction into who is going to be our referees this morning and our jury. And we're being spotted and loaded by Columbus, by Ohio State's powerlifting team this morning. These are some of my favorite platform shirts for the spotting and loading crew, I'm just going to say.
They do look really nice. I like the backs of them a lot.
Gino is our announcer this morning. If you know anything about USA Powerlifting, you know about Gino.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with Equipped Powerlifting, unlike raw powerlifting, each athlete is allowed 2 different coaches or handlers because of the equipment that they have to get into.
Absolutely, because we still have the same constraints as far as turning in the attempts. Like you still have 1 minute after your lift to turn in your attempt, and that's a lot harder when you have to get your knee wraps off, get out of the suit. So usually you have a coach that's getting you prepped, wrapping the knees, getting the straps up and everything, and then you have the person who's running numbers.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
How do you time your getting your knees wrapped before, say, the squat?
It's a lot of practice. That's a really good question, and it's just experience. Like you have to, the more you practice, the faster you get, but it all depends on the pace of the meet too.
True.
So you gotta be watching the people in front of you. Usually 2 people out is where I'm watching. I'm waiting for the person that's 2 out to be on the platform before I start wrapping typically.
Okay.
But everyone's a little bit different.
And then say something happens in the meet that stops the meet, then you have to unwrap, rewrap.
Yeah, and typically there's not that option to unwrap and rewrap. So it's like you're just kind of preparing your best, but there's going to be those situations where things happen and you have to tough it out.
We're going to be getting started here very soon. We're going to be opening up with Katie Dodge, who has 125 kilos on the bar, and that is 275 pounds for her opening squat. Now, Katie did compete earlier this week.
Yes, she actually won the Masters of Iron Equipped division.
That is so impressive to me. And not only is that impressive to me, but that she's competing 2 days later. Because it is so hard to let your central nervous system relax and calm down.
Yes. Kalani also lifted at that meet too and broke a world record for deadlift on her third attempt.
Okay,
so they both went all out to
so it's going to be interesting to see what they can do today.
Yes.
What their game plan was coming into this, knowing that they're going to be lifting twice in the same weekend.
Yeah, and I know, like talking to Katie before, I know Katie because I'm from Nebraska originally.
Okay.
And I know she's trying to play it safe, just trying to make sure she gets attempts in and just kind of work her way up the best she can. So.
Okay. Well, thank you once again. I'm just going to introduce myself. My name is Robin Schell, and I'm here with...
I'm Michael Haffenbrecht.
And we're here at the 2024 USA Powerlifting Arnold Sports Festival Equipped Pro Finals. We are being sponsored by A7, Demand Greatness, Rogue, Create Stories, and Renaissance Periodization for all of your nutrition planning needs. And thank you also to Barbell Productions for this live stream event and for the photo and videos that they're taking all weekend long. We're going to be starting with squat any minute.
Go ahead.
Lifters have 60 seconds once the bar is loaded to get set up, get under the bar, and receive the command to begin the lift. During the squat, lifters need to start with their knees locked and listen for a squat command before beginning the squat. Any movement or wiggling around to get in position is totally acceptable until they receive that squat command. Once they receive the command, they need to descend until the top surface of their legs at the hip is lower than the top of the knees. After that, the rest is simple. Simply stand up with the weight to completion, making sure the knees are locked and you're motionless before receiving the rack command. There are a few common causes for a missed lift. One of the most common is that the lifter didn't squat deep enough. This is a red card. Or they started or finished the squat but their knees were still bent.
They're going to call bar is loaded. It's nerve-wracking getting these first squats out.
I feel like it's the worst part is the anticipation.
Sometimes just getting that first squat, and then you're like good to go.
Looks like Katie is opening up raw. Oh, and she got knee wraps on, so.
So she's not wearing a supportive suit. She's just wearing
not.
wraps on her knees. Why do you think she might make a decision like that? What do you think?
I think she just wants to play it safe and get on the board.
Do you think she's going to go back and put a suit on?
That's hard to say.
When she competed earlier this week,
it would be hard time-wise to get that suit on and set in time for her second attempt. So I don't think she's going to do that.
When she competed in the Masters finals earlier this weekend, did she wear a supportive suit?
Yeah.
So maybe that's a decision. She's going to keep everything a little bit lighter because she's already kind of put it all out on the line.
Absolutely. And like we were talking about with that turnaround time, the 2 days is really
that's
tough.
Brutal. So we were watching Sophia Veras getting her knees wrapped, but next up we've got Emily Bedeau. We still don't know if Katie Dodge had a good lift or not, but hopefully we'll find that out soon. Katie Bedeau is going to be opening up at 145 kilos, which is 319 pounds.
Sophia is being coached by Jeremy Hartman, who is a world champion powerlifter and multiple-time national champion.
I know Jeremy. I just didn't know he was a national champion.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
And I believe that's Jason Beck that is wrapping her knees, who is also a multi-time national champion, silver medalist at.
Well, when you get to this level of competition, you tend to be surrounded by very strong people.
Yes.
Okay, so Katie Dodge did have a good lift. Emily Bedeau, 145 kilos on the bar.
Emily is from Lafayette, University of Lafayette, Louisiana. Actually, a lot of these lifters, probably like 10 out of the 13 people lifting today are all from collegiate nationals, from collegiate powerlifting teams.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
I like the fact that collegiate teams are having equipped lifters as well as raw. That looked like a solid lift. So tell me about, because this is equipped, how you achieve depth when you're wearing a squat suit.
It depends on how tight the suit is. Like the idea is like the tighter the suit, the more you can squat. But there is a lot of technique that goes into that, and there's a lot of pressure. So it's just being able to force it down. I know in practice we spend a lot of time having someone watch you because it's really hard to tell where your depth is at when you're in the suit and the knee wraps. So.
Okay. That was a good lift for Emily. Sophia's coming out with 190 kilos on the bar, so she is opening up at 419 pounds. I wonder what this compares to her numbers from earlier this week.
That's a pretty solid opener right there.
So unlike with raw lifting where standing up with the bar is the harder portion, for equip lifting, getting down to the depth is a harder portion, and then standing up should technically be slightly easier if you're using your equipment right, correct?
It's probably about the same, honestly. Like, you're hitting that same sticking point. It's like you get out of the hole, it's just like right there.
Okay.
That first inch or two out of the hole is where people tend to get stuck, so. But you definitely see, like, speed-wise, a lot of people are very slow, very deliberate when they're coming down with the squats. And I think that should be a good lift for Alexis. Alexis is from Louisiana Tech, is still a current student there. That's my alma mater, by the way.
That's very interesting.
Being coached by A.J. McFarland.
I'm trying to look up old numbers from earlier this week. So earlier this week, Katie Dodge had opened up at 212.5, so she's definitely playing it on the safer side. Yeah. And you could tell the difference in numbers between the suit and then just the wraps on her knees.
Can you see what Kalani opened with at her?
Kalani opened at 202.5, and now she's opening up at 200, so she's almost the same.
Yep. She also lifted 2 days ago, so she is just putting it all out there, I guess. So
I had misspoken. Sophia did not compete earlier this week, but she is competing twice today.
Today, yeah, she's doing the bench.
Oh, it was Katie. So Katie and Kalani earlier today. Sophia's going to be doing bench later in the afternoon. Okay, Kalani, who used to be from Hawaii but now lives in Las Vegas. She's a state chair for Las Vegas USA Powerlifting.
Very
Kalani
nice.
And the refs say that is a good lift 2-to-1. You only need 2 white lights. One of the side refs did not think she was deep enough. McKenna Henderson is next, opening up at 260 kilograms, which is 500.
Andy Boy, actually.
Oh, and my apologies. Andy Boy is coming out with 220 kilos, 485 pounds on the bar. We have combined the men and the women into one flight, which means that in between squat, bench, and dead, we're going to have 20 minutes as opposed to what you guys have been seeing at home is our normally 10 minutes in between. There are rules about how much time we need in between each denomination.
And especially for equip lifting, this makes such a big difference because I was looking at this with only 6 girls lifting. Like you're sitting down, getting out of the knee wraps, putting the knee wraps back on again, which is tough. A lot of us have been there, and it just...
That's tough to have 6 people in a raw competition, let alone in an equipped competition. So that was no lift for Andy Boy. He was not deep enough. McKenna Henderson, 260 kilos on the bar. She's opening up at 573 pounds.
So Kenna is from Midland University. You can see the shirt there. And she is a multi-time raw collegiate national champion.
I was just going to say, I think I actually weighed her in at collegiate nationals last year.
And she had recently done open equipped nationals over the summer here, and she won that as well. So she's just making the switch.
Here's an interesting tidbit. When I did weigh her in, she had to cut her hair to make weight.
Oh, really? And it worked?
She was on the line between all the different variables. You could cut your hair, you could spit, you can do other things to try to lose a little bit of weight. She was to the minute, but she made weight.
I have seen the haircut thing tried. I have never seen it successfully done.
It was just one of the many strategies she was using in that day. And she got some records that day, so it was very
Yeah.
important for her to make weight. That was a good lift for McKenna. Michael Vargas is going to be opening up at 295, 650 pounds.
Michael Vargas is originally from San Angelo State University,
Okay.
and he's still there. He still does coaching at high school, at collegiate level.
He's waiting for his start command. So as they said on the intro video, that looked deep enough to
Yeah.
me.
Oh, yeah.
And that looked like it moved really well. There's 2 commands for squat. They're going to walk it out as soon as the side refs think that he's in the proper position, or at least one of the side refs and the head ref. Then he will get his start command. And as soon as you stand it up and you're in the final position, you'll get your rack command. I have not yet seen anybody beat commands this weekend, I don't think.
No, you don't really see that at this level.
No, most people understand how to have the patience with the bar. That was a good lift for Michael, adding 5 kilos to the bar with Obed Hernandez. And you see that he's got his his beats in. A lot of the lifters like to listen to their own music until the very last minute.
Yeah. We got Obi up next. He's from UTSA, multi-time collegiate national champion. I believe he won Opens this year, and he competed at the Wisconsin Pro. I can't remember if he won the Wisconsin Pro.
So everybody competing today has their pro card.
Yes.
And this is the pro finals.
Oh, no.
Good job by our spotting and loading team. This is our Ohio State spotting and loading team. Do you think that was a technical issue? Do you think he's going to be able to come out and get that again?
I think he can come back on that for sure. It's hard to say what went wrong with that lift.
Jared McQueen.
If that's just nerves, The thing with equipped lifting is you can have a set like that just looks bad. Like, you get really concerned. They come back and they smoke it on the next one like nothing.
So these athletes really know how to use this equipment.
Yes.
As I say, equipped lifting is amazing. It's just so different than raw, and I don't think people really realize it's almost a different sport.
There's just so many variables to consider.
That, even his eccentric was very fast.
Yes. I think that makes it hard to tell he got the lift. Oh, no, he did not.
Oh, they didn't think he was deep enough. Oh, we're going to look and see. I didn't see the cards. I'm going to take a look and see. Unfortunately, we're not seeing the reason why he didn't, but my guess is going to be depth.
That's what I'm guessing as well.
Even though it was fast and speedy, he might have not have just gotten deep enough. A lot of these equipped lifters I know with squats will have their coaches in the background yelling at them how far to go and when to stand up.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's hard to feel it, is my guess.
Yeah, so at this level, typically you're not getting the up command from your coach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's usually just more in practice and stuff, like getting that feedback. But usually at this situation, you don't, because if you have the coach giving you the up command, you're losing that momentum. You're basically pause squatting it and waiting for that command.
Okay, it looks like they're having a problem on the score table, and we're trying to figure it out. And yes, Jared did make his lift.
Okay.
Jesse Badeau, 330 kilos on the bar, so he is opening up at 727 pounds. And I'm just going to mention that once you hit the 500-pound mark, we add extra spotters and loaders to keep everybody safe.
That was smooth.
And a lot of these lifters like to have their uprights in. Just so you know,
especially the bigger guys that want to have that wider grip.
Mm-hmm. Or, you could have one upright in, or both uprights in, or both out. There's no right way or wrong way to have it. Braden Gulch coming up with his first squat, opening up at 375, which is 826.7 pounds. And he's not even our last lifter of the first squats. Jared Martin's going to be opening at 420, which is 926 pounds.
Insane. I've seen his training leading up to this meet, and it's crazy how he's been moving his workouts
I love
and everything.
it.
So.
Oh, we also have the Carnival Barker Mike, who's going to be announcing this morning. You see him out there.
Mr. Gulch is wearing the Overkill equipment, which is something we just recently approved as a new company. So
that's interesting. So new equipment. And
up.
Interestingly enough, it's going to sound weird, but white wraps, which I don't think I've ever seen.
Yeah, those are the Overkill wraps too. I was talking to him about those, and he loves them. He just says they feel like a cast on his legs when he's wearing them.
That's nice.
So. I think Jared is the guy that everyone is shooting for right now. Like, he's the guy to beat this year.
And just don't forget that it's the females against the females. It's males against males. There are no weight classes today. We are doing, everything is based off of DOTS, which is a formula so we can compare apples to oranges of people of different weight classes. So even though people had to weigh in and they declare a class, they're not competing against their own class. It's everybody's competing against everybody.
Which, from a coaching standpoint, that adds a lot more difficulty.
Oh, I don't even know. We were talking about this yesterday, trying to figure out how you do the math to figure out placing. And, yeah, this is why I pay people.
Yeah.
So my guess is that Jared Martin is not collegiate.
No, he is not. He won Open Nationals this year, but he's lifted raw for a number of years, and he placed second. I think I was looking back 8 times he's got second place at Raw Nationals. And recently has switched over to gear.
That's impressive.
That was a good lift, by the way, 420 kilos.
Now we're going to go straight to the second attempt squats. Katie Dodge is at 145 kilograms, 319 pounds. And my guess is she's still just going to have wraps on her knees.
I'm guessing so, too. I'd be surprised. She did take a 20-kilo jump, so we might see her come out in the suit.
Oh, this would be interesting.
This would be.
I guess we'll find out in just a minute.
I know, talking with some of the coaches and the guys lifting today, like, a lot of them are just really shooting for some big numbers today because they all want to get on that podium. They want to get that prize money.
And unlike last night where every athlete went home with at least $400, only the top 3 are going to be walking away with money today.
Correct.
Which is still a pretty good chance.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 1 out of 6.
Yeah, 6 for
one
the
out
girls,
of 7.
7 for the guys.
There's 13 people lifting this morning.
Got about 30 seconds left.
Do you think she might end up timing out? It's pretty typical to see a lot of these equipped lifters going to the last second to get their lift.
This is where the timing kind of comes into play with the wrapping the knees, everything like that. She may be still getting in her suit, so she may be intentionally skipping.
I mean, do we see her on the live stream?
Yeah, it looks like we sit around the corner.
So she might not be taking this lift. She might be deciding to just time out. I think that's what she's doing.
Yeah. Johnny Graham. And
Kathy Marksteiner.
Jennifer Ray Goudreau. Jennifer is also a Louisiana Tech alumni.
Yep, I believe she timed out on purpose.
Yeah. How long has Johnny Graham been the vice president for USAPL? Forever since I've
been a member.
Yeah.
Coming out for her second attempt is Emily Badeau with the 157.5 kilo jump. That's a 12.5 kilo jump.
That's reasonable. That's
a reasonable jump for an equipped lifter?
For a female lifter of that size, you're looking somewhere between like 10 to 15 keys. 15 would be kind of aggressive.
Okay. Because I know for raw, 2.5 and 5 can sometimes be plenty.
Absolutely.
We do appreciate that A7 gave every athlete a shirt that they're lifting in, until at least bench, because then they have to wear the bench shirt.
Right.
But for deadlift, if they choose to wear a shirt, and for squat, they're wearing the A7 Demand Greatness shirt. Thank you very much, A7, for all your support. Also, just so everybody at home knows,
Ooh. A little bit of misgroove on the way down with that.
do you think she was able to make
I
depth?
think she's still a good lift.
That was still a good lift.
She did a good job catching herself. Like, she's trying to be fast on the way down, but you can see where she kind of has that little shift.
But she still was, it seems like she recovered well.
Yes, absolutely.
And just so everybody knows at home, and this is true over all the competitions of all USA Powerlifting from local all the way up to international, is that we drug test a minimum of 10% of our athletes.
Yes.
And we do in-meet testing, we do out-of-meet drug testing, so that we know that every person here is a drug-tested lifter.
Yeah. And just about I can almost guarantee everyone on the platform lifting day has been drug tested at least once or twice in the last year.
That's true. Alexis McCarthy missed that lift, potentially because of some technical issues, so she can come back out and maybe clean that up a little bit and get that 200. Sophia Veras, 202.5.
She's done that before, so let me see. Yeah, McCarthy's best squat is 205 keys.
So Kilani, on her next attempt, is taking slightly bigger jump, but she's going to what she had as her second for the Pro Series, for the Masters finals.
Sophia, this is 2.5 keys under her personal best.
So she's going to PR today.
Oh, yeah.
Her training has been phenomenal. I've been watching that. She competed at the Ohio State Championship this year. She's not from Ohio, but she came to compete because it's kind of in the middle of where she is and where her coach is. And she had a phenomenal meet.
Yeah.
She competed at Raw.
She's a very technical lifter. She's a lot of fun to watch.
Yes. She's also on our USAPL women's committee.
Yes.
And
she puts out some really good content on there too.
She does. She does put up great content. And the female membership is rapidly growing within powerlifting in general. So if you notice that Kalani has tightened the straps on her sleeves, you're allowed to have a total of 3 centimeters tightness on the outside, and anything other than that needs to be on the inside of the suit.
Absolutely.
And the only other changes to the suit have to be on the manufacturer's seams.
Absolutely.
And a centimeter is way bigger than what you think it is.
Good speed. I feel like she's going to get credit for that one.
So her third earlier this week was 212.5. So I'm kind of curious to see what she's going to put in for her third attempt this time.
Yeah.
If she's going to go
I
for
bet she'll
215.
still go like another 5 keys on there.
Do you think 212.5 or do you think 215?
I think she's going to play it safe.
Okay. Maybe she's going.
She's right
sometimes
on
it's
the
all about just slowly building a total in order to get that prize money.
Yeah, you just got to make attempts.
Yes, you don't need to go for PRs when there's money on the line.
Especially when you just lifted 2 days ago. Andy
Boyd trying to get his 220 again. He decided to take the same weight.
Oh, there we go.
Does that look deeper than his first?
I think that's going to be questionable. Okay, 2 to 1.
All you need is 2 white lights. Sometimes somebody has a higher side and a lower side. I know personally that happens with me.
Yeah, there's like a little shift you can see there.
Yeah.
So interesting thing about Andy is he lives in Houston. He's from Louisiana originally.
Okay.
Lives in Houston, trains by himself. We were talking about this yesterday, in a commercial gym. So he's in equipment, wrapping his own knees, doing all this stuff, benching in the shirt with just random people he can find a spot in.
That cannot be easy.
No, that's a whole different level of difficulty.
So we just noticed Kalani put in her third, and she is trying to go for more than she did on Friday by 5 kilos.
Okay.
McKenna Henderson added 10 kilos to the bar for 270. Grind, push it up.
It's right at that sticking point.
She just couldn't push through it.
Yeah. And it looks like she got a little forward when she was squatting with it. It just lost a little bit of that tightness.
Yes. There's Gino, powerlifting announcer. Okay, we've got Obed also retaking his first attempt, 290.
Coached by Jeremy Hartman. This is Obi's first Arnold competition that he's done.
It's definitely interesting and fun and exciting.
There we go.
So it was just a technical.
What a difference.
Just,
And 3 whites. There we go.
And now he's figured it out.
Yep. Yeah, and thankfully for Obi, he's been around collegiates. He's been doing national meets for a long time. He's missed the opener before. He knows how to not get mentally psyched out and come back from that.
I was just going to say that it's sometimes just a mental game when you miss that opener because you just want to get in the meet.
All right, got Michael Vargas up.
312.5 kilos, which is 689 pounds. I believe that these spotters and loaders are going to be put through their paces today. Just all weekend, these are top-notch, obviously amazing level spotters and loaders that we have.
Absolutely. They're definitely getting their work in today.
Yes. Strong walkout.
Hey. That's no lift.
And obviously that is a no lift for
Michael.
And as a ref, we're still looking for the same things. We're looking for the depth. We're looking for the feet to not move.
Yeah.
There's nothing that we're doing any different as a ref when there's equipment involved. It's really just more on the lifter side of it.
You're definitely going to see more blue cards with equip lifting, like more up and down motion for squat and bench. That's definitely something that you see a lot more of.
Okay.
I was helping someone do the Masters bench equip, and that was a big thing that people were getting called for. Just they can get off the chest fast, but there's that point where the shirt stops helping you. And
then you have to, and then it's that switching point?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to keep that control of the bar. Jared Knockin.
322.5 on the bar. Very speedy down again.
Good. I think that might be a close call on depth. 2-1.
2-1.
Okay.
Good lift.
He's doing good. 20-kilo jumps.
Jesse Badeau coming out with 355 kilos on the bar. When you are training for equip, do you do most of your training raw and then just add equipment at the ends?
Yeah, so it's definitely a mixture of both. Most of the year I'm training raw, trying to get the raw strength up. And then when we're going to competition, it's probably, depending on the person, some people do 6 weeks, some people do 14 to 15 weeks that they're in the gear. It's kind of a balance, how much you can take without beating your body up too much.
That's understandable.
Oh.
Good catch by our spotters and loaders. That was a very speedy down, so the fact that his ascent was not as speedy. Maybe he just got a little bit out of groove.
Yeah. So close there.
And he just lost that.
Yeah.
But that was a great catch by the spotters
Absolutely.
and loaders.
Like they're on point today.
866 pounds coming up for Braden Gulch.
Braden is a relative newcomer to USAPL. He's definitely been doing really great since he came
we love
over.
adding new people to our roster. And speaking of adding new people, if you're ever interested in becoming a better athlete, my suggestion is to become a ref. And to facilitate that, just reach out to your state chair. They'll help you figure out how to do that.
Absolutely, we're always looking for more help.
We can't put these meets on without a very large number of volunteers behind the scenes. Stand up. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, was that good lift? That was a good lift. That was beautiful. We're going to be ending our second set of squats with Jared Martin, 435.5 kilos on the bar. So when you see that 0.5, we know that that's either an American or a world record attempt because he's chipping that. So this is approximately 959 pounds plus maybe 960 with that extra half kilo.
And he's hit this in training.
And he's only 34 years old. That's still, in my opinion, a pretty young lifter.
And as far as equipped, this second, maybe third equipped meet he's ever done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I wonder what his raw numbers were like. I'm sure we could look it up on Open Powerlifting.
I'm sure we can.
But I'm going to watch this lift instead. So he needs to make depth. Stand it up. Oh my gosh, that flew. That was, like, I feel like he could have done even more.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just want to chip it. That was beautiful. And he still has a third squat to go. So he gets a world record on his second squat.
He took a 15.5 kilo jump.
Are you excited to see what he's going to put in for his next attempt?
I want to see how close to 1,000 he can get.
So he needs to be just about 453, 455. So that's still a lot of kilos added. Okay, we're back to the top of the order. Third attempt deadlifts, or squat.
Squat, yes.
It's been a long weekend.
Oh.
Katie Dodge, do you think she's going to come out and take this, or do you think she's going to time out?
I hope she does.
And one thing that people do instead, like if they decide not to do their extra squat, sometimes they want to time out just to give their fellow competitors the 60 seconds to rest. And they're being nice to their competitors.
Especially when it's a small meet like this, that it's respectful to give them that extra time.
As opposed to just putting 0 in as your attempt.
Yes.
My guess is she's going to time out. Maybe she wasn't feeling good in warm-ups and there's something going on.
I wonder if that was a bigger jump than they intended to take too.
I will ask her during the break and see if I can get any information from her.
Yeah. Going back to refereeing and judging and giving back to the sport, one thing I really like about the equipped community is like all these people, even the coaches or the lifters, they all coach people, they handle people, they judge. Like a good majority of these people are all national refs to their lifting today.
Yes. Yes, very true. Actually, if you take a look at a big portion of our referee is from the Masters lifters as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I didn't get into the sport until I was a Masters lifter, but you could be any age to get into the sport. You know, if you are lifting or if you have any desire, don't think that age is going to be a determining factor.
A lot of really good lifters just got into it when they were becoming masters. And
there's something to
it's
be said to
amazing,
not
but you're like,
compete in
where
open.
have you been? Where have you been this whole time?
Emily Badeau finishing out her thirds with 167.5. This is where they're leaving every kilo on the floor. 369 pounds for this young lady. Nice patience. She doesn't even have wrist wraps
she's
on.
Got that.
Stand
She's
it up.
right
Let's
there.
go. Stand. Oh, do you
Like,
see
she's
that
smiling.
smile on
She
her
knows she
face?
has
She
it,
knows
so.
she got that. And the refs say 3 white lights.
Nice.
Oh, she's happy.
So
Good lift.
another fun fact, Emily is married to Jesse, who is also competing.
So
today.
husband and wife competing in the same competition
in the
at the same
pros.
time in the pro. That is a powerlifting family. That's relationship goals right there.
It's pretty cool.
Alexis McCarthy
Trying to come back for this one.
Yeah, for her 440. By the way, Corbin, who you see on the screen right now, that's the Ohio State chair. He was just elected this year.
Oh, very nice. Oh.
Is she going to get it? Don't give up. Push through. Oh, my gosh, that was beautiful.
Is she going to get credit for that?
More than 3 times your body weight, and that was 3 white lights. Let's go.
That was a grind.
That was a grind, but she did it. I'm hoping that didn't take too much out of her for her bench and deadlift.
That's what you always got to worry about, especially going into deadlift.
But that was beautiful. Sophia Veras, 210 on the bar. Sophia also is a coach.
Yes. And a former collegiate athlete. She went to Northeastern.
So she's been in this game for the long haul.
Yeah.
I know she actually straightened her hair for this meet. I know that's just a side little tidbit, but she's got the most beautiful curly hair, and she straightened it for the meet.
Ooh.
Oh, that was easy.
She left some kilos on the bar.
She definitely left kilos on the bar. But maybe that's because she's also competing in the bench press this afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay, now Kalani is going for 217.5, which is 5 kilos more than she went on Friday. I'm just going to watch this replay of Sophia.
That was a 5 kilo PR for Sophia, too.
Let's go, Sophia.
All right, Kalani is up.
Kalani always wears the flower in her hair.
She's a really fun lifter. I like her energy a lot.
I've not yet had the pleasure to meet her. I might have to go introduce myself after this. I believe that is, his name is escaping me, but we lifted at his gym. He had his gym open during Nationals.
Is that the Fight or Quit gym?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I met him for the first time when we were doing the Masters of Iron Pro. Very nice, very respectful guy.
Oh, great guy.
Very knowledgeable, too.
Okay, we're going to wait and see if the depth of speed was good.
I think she got
the
that.
refs say, good lift. 3 white lights. Let's go, Kalani.
That was significantly better than her third attempt 2 days ago.
Oh, and at 5 kilos more.
Yes. Because it was a grinder. That's impressive. That's an impressive turnaround.
Maybe she just worked out whatever nerves or equipment issues she was having. Andy Bui.
With a 20-kilo jump.
Yeah, added 20 kilos.
That is I think that's an aggressive jump for a 60-kilo man.
I always wonder how your strategy changes when you do miss an attempt. So I wonder what his game plan was versus what he chose to do now.
That's
very, very precise lift on that one.
2 for depth.
So no lift, unfortunately. He just wasn't deep enough. I did hear that equipped lifters sometimes have trouble getting their knees to be straight for getting the start command.
Yes. I think that goes back to wrapping and stuff too, because like if I'm wrapping someone, you want to make sure the knee is straight. If it's bent while you're wrapping it, it's going to stay bent.
Ah, that makes sense. So that's why we see the lifters sitting on the edge of their seat with their legs straight. That makes sense. McKenna trying to add 5 kilos to her missed second. And you see her coach watching her depth.
Yeah. Oh.
She just doesn't have it today. But she's still on the board with 260 kilos. And that's putting her in good placing.
Yeah, third place, 508 dots. Only 1 point.
So right now for the females, just in terms of squat, and everything can change, especially on deadlift, we've got Sophia starting in first. Then we've got that followed by Alexis. And McKenna's in third at the moment. That leaves a lot to be said, though. I mean, there's still a lot of competition left. Obed trying to add 10 kilos to 300. And unfortunately,
just a little out of gas.
Yeah, I think, yeah. But also, just like McKenna, he has a good lift. Everybody's on the board today at this moment.
Squat is usually tough for him. That's been like his, not weak point, but consistency with squats has always been kind of hit or miss. So I don't think that's too much of a loss for Obi. He tends to make it up on his bench and deadlift.
Michael Vargas, 312.5 on the bar, 689 pounds. Strong walkout, good patience.
There we go.
I'm not in a position to know depth from this angle, but I'm going to, ref say he got his depth, so that was a good comeback for him. Jared coming out with 337.5 on the bar.
So Jared's best is 320, which he already passed that up on his second attempt. So this would be a 17.5 kilo PR for Jared knocking.
Oh, I'm excited. I love watching PRs. Unless he's going to time out or he's just taking a minute to wrap his legs. We don't know.
No, he's getting up. He's got 20 seconds. Ooh.
Oh, he is running out there.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to get it? 14 seconds. That's not a lot of time. Oh, my God. This is so stressful. Oh, this is so stressful. Oh, he's going to get it.
Nice.
Oh, 2 seconds to spare.
And
and that you said it's a PR, right?
Yeah.
And the refs say?
The
refs say good lift 2-1.
That was amazing.
Oh, gosh.
He's out of breath from that.
Oh,
no,
that was exciting. I almost didn't think he was going to stand up with it, but he pushed it through.
I think he had 2 seconds left on there when they gave him the squat command.
Two seconds that's more than I've seen some people.
Something people forget too. Like once you get the squat command, the timer stops.
Yep, you could take his.
So,
he could have taken
as soon as he
more
got the
time.
squat command, he went for it, but he didn't have to. As soon as he got the command.
But you can't readjust anything.
Correct.
Once you get that, you could take your breath. You could take a moment to compose yourself.
Yes.
But he just went for it. I think that speed might have helped him. Our third to last squat of the day, Jessie Badeau, 355. That was a beautiful lift. Very smooth. No issues. I didn't think he wasn't going to stand up with that. He came back and got that. So
Very nice.
obviously his second was just a little technical issue that he was having. And this is where equipped lifting can make or break you, because sometimes it's just knowing how to use your equipment. Braden Gulch finishing out his thirds with 407.5 on the bar, 898 pounds.
And it looks
Bar
like
is
that puts
loaded.
him in the lead right now if he gets this lift. With a 5:58 dots.
I'm going to say when he gets this
When he
lift.
gets it.
Yes, I'm
manifest
gonna
that,
I'm gonna think positive. I just want every lifter. I never want red lights on the board. I want every lifter to get every lift.
I like that he has a Berserk themed belt on. He's a big anime fan.
Oh, I like that. Thank you. You're obviously an anime
These
fan
are
as well.
things that appeal to me. So this is.
Oh, he has anime tattoos
Oh,
on his
come on.
leg. That was a great catch by the spotters and loaders.
Oh,
And also great job of Braden for sticking with the bar and not letting it fall.
yeah. Yeah, good job staying with the bar.
Okay, so here we go. 1,003 pounds, 455 kilos for Jared Martin. That's
crazy.
a lot of weight.
At 124 kilos body weight.
I'm not even doing the math on. That's over.
Yeah.
That's over 3 times his body weight.
1,000 pounds at 275. A little under
gosh.
275 body weight.
I can't even imagine picking that up on my back.
Yeah.
That's spine crushing weight. I almost wish they could add 2 more spotters and loaders. Okay. Oh, this is actually, just so you know, a mix of Ohio and West Virginia spotting and loading.
Okay.
I'm from Ohio, so I see these guys a lot.
I assume they stay pretty busy spotting and loading meets around.
They do. Well, Corbin also is a meet director. And Barbell Productions is a Columbus-based company as well.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
And that's Kevin Lamb, who you see on the left side of your
Oh,
screen.
yeah,
Wait, we're just going to watch the squat, though. Hold on. Down, down, down. Stand it up, stand it up, stand it
my
up.
goodness.
Oh, my gosh. Let's
That's 1,000
go.
pounds.
That has got to be 3 white lights.
It looks just like his other
Good,
ones.
2 to 1. Good lift. Oh.
Wow.
Wow. Watching that
I was
replay.
hoping he would do that. Like,
I mean, I feel like he still had some kilos he could have put on the bar.
the last workout he posted, that was like, I really hope he does 1,000 pounds. Like,
That was amazing. I believe on the screen you're going to be getting a recap of of the placings for where we're at after squats. Okay, and we're back. That was
impressive.
That was an amazing. I don't even have words at this moment, especially after watching that 1,000-pound
Yeah.
squat.
And that bumped up Jared too, so now he's in first place after squats.
So we're going to be finishing with squats. There's going to be a 20-minute intermission here at the 2024 Arnold Sports Festival at the Equipped Pro Finals. Thank you very much to our sponsors.
A7, Demand Greatness, Rogue, Create Stories,
And Renaissance Periodization.
and of
For your-
course, shout out to
Barbell Productions.
Barbell Productions.
Thank you, and we'll see you back here in 20 minutes. Good job.
Okay, that was fun.
I'm assuming that we're gonna go live. Hey Bryce, can we start talking? Do you want to do the rules? Do you want to play the rules so that we can then start talking? Okay. He gave me that whole spiel yesterday, so I knew everything he was telling
Good.
you.
Lifters have 60 seconds once the bar is loaded to approach the bench, set up, unrack the bar, and wait for the start command. They can take a lift off from the spotting crew, or not, and they can also use bench blocks of various heights that raise their feet if their feet can't touch the ground. Each of 3 referees can give a white or a red light, and lifters need any 2 out of 3 white lights or better for a successful lift. Lifters have to keep their shoulders and butt in continuous contact with the bench pad, and their feet need to be flat on the floor. Once they unrack the bar and are motionless with locked elbows, they'll receive the start command to begin the bench press. They'll lower the bar down to their chest. As soon as the bar is motionless on their chest, they'll receive a press command, where they can fire the bar back up toward lockout. Once their elbows are locked and they're demonstrating control of the bar, they get one last command, a rack command, and the lift is done. The bench press is highly technical, and there are more reasons for a missed lift. A red card is given if the athlete never gets the bar down to their chest. Blue card is given if there is downward movement in the hole of the bar while they're trying to press the bar, or if they have bent elbows at the start or finish of the lift. The yellow card is given for heaving or sinking the bar after the press command, accidentally starting before the start command, pressing before the press command, or racking before the rack command. Yellow cards are also given if your butt comes off the bench, your feet come off the floor, or if you use your feet to anchor against the bench or bench supports. These are the rules of the bench press.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 2024 Arnold Sports Festival, USA Powerlifting. We're here at the Equipped Full Power Finals. These are the professional finals. These are pro card holders. A total of $10,000 on the line. Given to us generously by our sponsors, A7, Rogue, Renaissance Periodization, Nutrition Planning. The top lifter is going to be getting $4,000, both male and female. The second place winner is going to be getting $2,000, and the third place winner is going to be getting $1,000 today. My name is Robin Schell, and I'm here with
Michael Haffenbreck.
And we are going to be talking you through the Equipped Bench Finals for the Pro Series today.
Any big takeaways that you want to talk about from the squats?
Just that Katie Dodge knew that she was not going to be squatting, but because she's a nice person, and as we were talking about before, she put in both of her attempts just to give her fellow competitors 60 more seconds of whatever they needed to do to get ready for their next squat.
Very respectful thing to do. She's up right now, actually. I talked to her. She's going raw today on the bench as well. She's hopefully shooting for a bench raw PR.
So she's going to be opening up at 90 kilos, which is 198 pounds, and even honestly raw, that's still a lot of weight. That was very fast. Up next, we've got Keelani Richardson opening up at 115. I'm going to go check out what she did on Friday, just so that we can kind of compare numbers. On Friday, she opened up at 112.5, so she's already opening up higher than what she opened up for. I think she's just feeling good. She's got to be feeling good today.
I mean, obviously, she squatted 5 keys more than she did 2 days ago.
And she's with Micah from Fight or Quit Gym out in Las Vegas. So you see she's giving very specific instructions to the spotter who's going to be doing her handoff for her. The more specific you can get, the better the handoff will be.
Absolutely.
She's got a really wide foot stance. That's not something that you normally see.
There's always that trade-off, especially with the equip too. The wider the feet are apart, the more it kind of holds the butt down.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of the stance that people take.
So maybe that's why she's
wider
got
base
that.
of support too that some people feel more comfortable with.
So 253. So you
Nice.
saw it was difficult for her to get the bar to the chest, or more difficult, but that the press out, super fast.
Yes.
And that was 3 white lights for Kalani. Emily Badeau is going to add 7.5 kilos to the bar to bring it up to 122.5.
With the equipped bench press, you definitely have to be really, really precise on where you're touching. They
Okay.
usually say there's a bubble you're trying to stay in.
Okay.
And if you're touching like too high or too low, that shirt's not going to help you or give you any of that support.
That's
So-
very good to know.
One of the reasons why you see people going very slow, very deliberate on the bench when they're descending to the chest.
I thought it was just difficult to pull it down, but they're also trying to keep it within a very specific area.
Yeah, very much like the squat. You're trying to go down as fast as you can. You don't want to waste energy, but you also have to keep control and stability. of
Well,
the
I mean,
bar.
even with a raw bench, there's still placement issues, and you don't want to be too high or too low. Emily Badeau, 122.5. And all they're doing on the pause is just waiting for the bar to be motionless. And with equipped lifting especially, you're going to see some really, really fast press commands. Because the bar is basically motionless as you're trying to touch your chest. Sophia Veras coming out with 130 kilos on the bar. It looks like we've got the next 3 lifters all with the same weight. 130 kilos, which is 286 pounds. So what they're wearing right now is a bench shirt, and they have to wear a singlet over top of the bench shirt.
And that's for the benefit of the judges too, so you can still see that the butt is down.
Yes. That was a beautiful lift by Sophia.
Just very technically sound.
Alex-
Very consistent, always makes, I don't want to jinx it, but she's very good at making attempts.
She really is.
Yeah.
Alexis McCarthy also 130 on the bar.
And this is just over 275.
This is 286.
286. For a 132-pound female. It looks like that butt is
Oh, and that's where we see the technical issue with the bench shirt, where if you lose it, there's no way for you to get it back. She can come back and get that on her second attempt.
definitely a lot of focus on the bar path. Like when you're coming off the chest with the equipped bench, you don't want to go straight up. You almost want to go back towards your face a little bit, but
Okay.
not too far, like in that situation where she went too far over her face.
Andy Bowie.
I think her butt not being down too, kind of like she lost a little bit of that foundation to push off of too. So
So she lost the leg drive portion. 130 kilos for Andy Bowie.
very
That looked like a
nice.
beautiful lift for Andy. And the judges say?
I'm pretty sure it was
Good
a
lift. That's a good lift. McKenna Henderson is increasing the bar to 160 kilos. That's 353 pounds. That's a lot of weight for anybody.
Absolutely.
I have actually handed off for her at nationals, and she likes to have the bar come to a very specific point on her chest. A lot of times you'll also see these lifters creating a chalk line so that the spotter that is doing the handoff knows where to put that bar. Beautiful lift by McKenna.
good job maintaining control of that bar. Like, there's that point at that
Three-way.
lockout that it gets very hard to finish that for a lot of people.
And so to hold it until you get the rack command.
It's that point where the shirt stops helping you, and you just have to have a lot of top end, like tricep strength to lock it out.
It's very interesting to know. Jared Martin's putting 190 kilos on the bar. 419 pounds. So while he had our strongest squat, it seems like he's on the lighter side for bench. But my guess, and this is just speculation, is that he's going to have a pretty monster deadlift as well.
Absolutely.
Or he's just going to be having very big jumps because he wants to get.
That was an easy opener.
In order to keep the world record, he has to post a total. So he might be just playing it very conservative to make sure that he's able to claim that world record title.
Knowing Jeremy Hartman as a coach, I would not be surprised if he took some pretty aggressive jumps on those benches now that he's got that opener in.
And while we're speaking of bench, I'm going to also point out that yesterday we had some breaking news that Larry Maley came and told us about, that the World Bench Cup is going to be taking place in Lincolnshire, England on October 19th and 20th.
That's a big deal.
That's pretty amazing.
I did not know about that.
Yeah.
I was looking at this, just a little sticky note here, and I'm like,
yep. It's Lincolnshire, but Michael Vargas, 205 on the bar.
Almost there.
Come touch it.
Yeah.
Do you think that was enough of a touch?
I don't.
Do you think he got the rack command or the press command?
No, he got the lift. There we go.
Okay, so Paulie Simon, our head ref today, thought he touched just enough to get that press command and that he didn't beat it.
Which, if he wasn't touching, would be the red card.
Correct. If he wasn't able to touch, you don't see red cards very often. A red card is unable to touch the chest or touching your belt. It's not a card you see very often. Obed Hernandez, 215 kilos on the bar. And
There
even
was
with
a lot
these
of technique with Michael's bench that I want to point out. Like, he couldn't touch. He started pushing his belly up to the bar a little bit to try to get it to touch his chest.
to bring it to gap the distance.
Yes.
Okay. We'll keep an eye on that in the next go.
Come on, Obi.
So he had a sticking point. It did not appear like the bar had a downward path, but all the refs thought he had up and down movement on the bar.
Yeah.
Let's watch the replay. So right here it stops, and the right side did dip a little bit. So that was a good call by the refs.
I still feel like it has to be the center of the bar that goes
No,
down.
any portion of the bar.
But they still allow an uneven lockout.
You're allowed an uneven lockout as long as the bar is continuously pressing upwards. If any of the bar dips back down, that's going to be an up and down movement of the bar. Jared Naquin, 230 kilos on the bar. 507 pounds. So we definitely have an extra spotter and loader on each side, just like squat.
At 82 kilos. Oh, you can
Is
see
he having
where
trouble?
he is.
Do you think he's going to? I think he's got it.
He'll finish that.
And that's where we're seeing that uneven lockout. But did you notice that there was no downward movement?
Correct. Let's see.
And he got 3 white lights.
That
looked
was
like a struggle to get it down. But my guess is on his next go, when he's got even more weight on the bar, that's going to actually look easier for him.
I think he wasted a lot of energy pulling it to his chest.
And we used to have a rule that you had to keep your head on the bench. And I never totally understood why it was just mostly for equipped lifters, even though it does happen with Rob. But I could see there that he needed to have his head raised just a little bit in order to pull that bar down.
Just taking some of that tension off of the shirt.
Yeah, to let it.
Yeah.
And then to add that tension back to let it do its job. Jesse Badeau, 257.5 on the bar. 567, almost 568 pounds. Well, that was easy for him. He had little short spurts of stopping, but no,
Yeah.
I didn't personally see downward movement.
He looked like he lost his balance, too, when he was coming down to his chest, like a little bit of a wobble, just like maybe not being centered on the bench very well.
But he got 3 white lights.
He did.
Last bench for our first attempts is Braden Gulch, and then we'll be back at the top of the order with Katie Dodge.
Braden is in the overkill bench shirt. He was explaining with those shirts, all of them are made custom.
Okay.
And they do, I think, 15 different measurements they take just to make sure that everything's like custom fit.
So do you think we're going to be seeing more of these shirts in the coming months?
I really do. Like the way he was explaining them, and there's different difficulty levels. There's just so much stuff I don't know about because this is a new shirt.
Okay. And I do happen to love his singlet with these clouds on it. I don't know who it's made by, but it's beautiful.
To the belly.
That was beautiful lift.
That was fast.
584 pounds. He was able to pull it to his chest. It didn't look like much of a problem.
And
I think this very custom bench shirt might be when everything fits you exactly instead of trying to make you fit into the shirt. That's going to be a benefit to him. Katie Dodge, 215 pounds on the bar, 97.5 kilos.
I'm curious what her best raw bench press is.
Check open lifting. They're just
102.5 is her best.
Okay, so she's only 5 kilos under that. I'm thinking that winning on Friday might have taken a little bit more out of her than she was anticipating.
That's kind of what she was saying. She wasn't sure if she was still going to.
But I'm impressed that she's still out here competing, even if she's going raw. She knows she's not going to win with raw, but she's still out here giving it her all and giving us a show.
Absolutely.
Okay, that she smoked.
Yeah.
There's no way that she's not going to go for a
No,
PR today because she
definitely
smoked
not.
that.
And this is such a good experience. Like, you can't pass up these opportunities when you get invited to something like this.
No, competing at the Arnold, you definitely cannot pass that up. Kalani, 120 kilos on the bar with her very wide stance. I'm trying to pull up what she did last time, but I'm having there's a lot of people here. Not as many as yesterday, but there's a lot of people here at the Arnold Festival. So just pulling it down, touches her chest nicely. Fast
Finish. She's got
push
that.
command.
Very nice. 5 for 5 so far for the day.
It's always nice when you don't have reds on your board. I think we've hit critical mass with the number of people on the Wi-Fi network here. So, unfortunately, I can't see Kalani's numbers. Emily Badeau coming out with 130 kilos on the bar. She took a 7.5 kilo jump. I believe she did have a little bit of problems on her opener, so I'm excited to see what she could do on her second. And you see when they set up, they're holding their shirt in place, correct?
Correct. Because usually before they walk out there, they're adjusting the shirt, they're pulling it down. And when you get on the bench, you don't want to mess that up. So usually a good way to do that is you have the belt to help pull the shirt, hold it in place, but also holding onto the collar.
And often you'll see like even just a 1 or 2 inch belt. That looks so much better than her opener. I think she just needed a little bit of weight.
Yep.
Oh, she's happy with that. She knows that was better. 3 white lights. Alexis McCarthy, 132.5 on the bar.
Oh, so she missed the opener and then went up 2.5 keys. I wonder if that's just to try to get it to her chest a little bit more. Like you were saying, a little bit more weight to get it to the chest easier.
Yeah. Sometimes 5 pounds can make all the difference.
It does. Yeah, sometimes 2.5 to 5 keys is all you need to find that sweet spot for touching. It's such a battle. It's like what it takes to get to the chest and what you can still press up.
Yeah, it's a fine balance. Pulling it down.
That butt still looks like it's up.
Yeah, I could see that her butt is up. We'll see if the side ref saw that. But she definitely had popped her butt on that. And yeah, unfortunately, that's a no lift. Yeah,
like
she got the. Yeah, BJ had the yellow card, so we know that he saw the butt.
It looks like the coach AJ is going up to the jury table, but I don't think that's going to get overturned.
I don't think it's even though a jury can overturn either a 2-3 or a 3-3 decision, it's still hard to get.
Yeah, especially if
something
it's 2
overturned.
cards for the same reason.
Yeah. Sophia Veras, 137.5 kilos on the bar. This is 303 pounds.
That 2.5 keys did make a difference, though. It did touch her chest a lot easier.
Correct. She just needs to keep her butt planted. Yep. Beautiful lift for Sophia. That looked like she has quite a lot left in her.
Everything's kind of just looked the same so far.
But she also might be holding back a little bit for her bench competition this afternoon.
Yeah. I mean, right now it looks like she's got a pretty significant lead in the dots points. 565.
Yes, but deadlift can change everything.
Absolutely.
And I know she actually has a great deadlift. So Andy Bowie coming out with 140 on the bar. Very fast
smooth
lift for Andy. It seems like he's got his bench dialed in. And if you say that he trains by himself, the fact that he can get that shirt on by himself right there,
yeah,
that's impressive to me. McKenna Henderson, 170 on the bar, 375 pounds for this young lady.
McKenna's also a bench national champion from our meet that we had in Arizona earlier this year.
I can see why with these numbers.
You can see that.
Oh, it looks like it's going back. Nope, she's gonna have to give that another try. It got away from her a little bit.
Yeah, she was indicating how that right arm just got away from her, just a little bit out of the groove.
As soon as you're out of the groove, it's almost a lost cause, unfortunately. Yeah, she's going to be retaking that 170. Michael Vargas, 212.5 kilos on the bar. So you could see he's wearing the either 1 or 2 inch belt, the really thin, just enough to keep that shirt down.
Where you can still arch and get your setup correct.
He had trouble on his opener pulling the bar to his chest as well.
Kind of the same thing.
But it looks like a good lift to me.
I agree.
So I'm thinking he just still needs more weight.
I think so too. I think his third one's probably going to look like his best one for sure. What kind of jumps did he take on that?
Obed Hernandez is going to be retaking his 215. Do you remember what happened on his first attempt?
He got the up and down motion. He had the 3 blue cards for up and down because he dipped on that side.
Oh, that's right. He had the right arm dipped a little bit. I feel like I feel like this is his turn to get this. Getting his lats nice and tight. You can see he's got tension.
Finish. Nope.
Oh, and see, trying to protect his head. My guess is he's going to retake that 215.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like he's having trouble touching it. I thought he hit a little bit low on that second attempt for where he did touch, so that could have been throwing off his bar path.
Okay.
Again, that bubble is so small sometimes, especially with the tighter the shirt gets.
Yeah.
Your margin of error is so small.
Jared Martin taking a second attempt at 220. He added 30 kilos. So that's a pretty hefty jump for a bench press, 66 pounds.
Jeremy is not afraid to take some big jumps.
Easy to the chest, easy up.
That was.
I feel like he still has. I feel like he's going to take at least another 30 kilo jump.
At least 15.
Just slowly adding to his total. Jared,
he did kind of nick the upright a little bit on the way up. But
you know what?
It did not assist the lift.
As long as it doesn't assist the lift, you're still gonna. It's gonna maybe mess up your bar path, but.
It didn't slow him down that much though. So.
I know that the rules say as long as it doesn't age your lift. I've never seen an upright age your lift though.
No, I have not either.
Jared McQueen coming out with 240 on the bar. This
10 keys. I'm really interested to see if this moves better than his opener, just with that extra weight on there. So
I feel like he's
there.
I feel like his third's going to be where. Okay, slow.
Yeah.
But it looks like he got it. That looks like it definitely took, 3 white lights.
Yeah.
Nice job.
And you can see where he's kind of shifting a little bit, but.
Oh. Second to last of our second benches, Jesse Badeau, coming to try to get 270. 595
pounds.
pounds.
Benches that people are doing.
Yeah. And they're allowed to bench either in flats or their lifter shoes. We don't care, as long as your feet are flat as your shoes allow. And they're allowed to slip. They're allowed not to slip, but they're allowed to slide, but they're not allowed to come up on your toes or on the side of your shoe. That was a very fast bench for Jesse. That looked good to me. 3 white lights.
Looks like we're going to have at least 4 people all benching over 500 at this meet.
282.5 for, that's 623 pounds for Braden Gulch. Do we know where Overkill is based out of?
I do not.
That'd be interesting to find out. I do like the multicolor on his shoes, though. I'm just going to talk about the colors.
It's a lot of weight to just hold in your hands.
Agreed.
And he's going to finish that.
Okay, so we had it speed off the chest, and then as soon as he had to connect his triceps, then it slowed down a little bit. Good lift, no up and down movement, just a few stops. Katie Dodge finishing out with 105.
That matches his best bench.
Okay, so he's going to go for a PR.
Definitely going to go for a PR.
And it looks like that's what Katie Dodge is doing right now. Because you said 102.5 was her best before?
That is correct. So she's going 105.
So 105. And I feel based off of the way her second move that she's got this easy.
Yeah. 7.5 key jump.
But just like with equipped, you want the bar path to go just a little bit backwards when you're lifting raw.
Absolutely.
Polly with the fast. Yeah.
Good
PR
lift.
for Katie. She's got to be happy with that. I feel like she even could have done 107.5 on that. But that might have been the perfect call because sometimes 5 pounds can be the difference between a good lift and a no lift.
It's a very tough call, especially with raw bench. Like that 2.5 keys.
Right.
Like it's.
Kalani 127.5 on the bar. She's definitely got the 1-inch belt on.
I think that's one of the newer ones that Titans come out with their buckles too. They look really nice.
That was a beautiful descent.
Oh,
Looks like just a little too heavy.
just a little bit. Yeah,
Still-
if that was 125, I feel like that would have moved.
Alexis McCarthy, she's trying 132.5 again. She needs this to stay in the meet to be able to post a total.
The last one looked clean. She just has to keep that butt down.
Yes. And this is where being mentally strong is really going to be helpful.
And just all these lifters today, like watching them, they're all their composure is very stoic.
That's why they all have their pro cards.
Yes.
Watching her butt. This is a great angle for that,
Good touch.
actually.
Maybe a little up and down on that.
I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. There was a lot going on with that lift. The refs say. I'm waiting, bated breath here. This is not the time to have LiftingCast problems. Okay. And I still don't know if it's a good lift.
No.
Unfortunately, no lift.
Did they show what the lights were for that one?
They did not show the color of the cards, so I'm trying to look and see if I could figure that out.
Oh. Doesn't show.
No, it doesn't show, unfortunately. She could still decide to deadlift today. Emily Badeau, 140 kilos on the bar.
I'm guessing it was up and down motion off the chest there.
Yeah, because her butt did look like it was planted. I was watching her butt, so I did miss the bar path.
Definitely a hard thing with bench is how many things you can watch at one time.
You kind of have to zone out a little to watch the entire picture. There was a little stop in the middle there, but the refs say, good lift, 2-1.
One yellow card. I don't know.
One
if that
yellow
was for
card.
the
So
foot.
there's no up and down. So I'm not sure. There's too many things that the yellow could be. Note her feet were fine.
Yeah.
I don't know what that yellow card was for. There's no way for me to know at this point. But she still doesn't matter. Good lift. Sophia Veras, 142.5 on the bar. Beautiful lift by Sophia. That's adding another 5 kilos to her total.
Very nice. Builds her dots to 570, which is an impressive dots moving into deadlift.
Also considering she's a master lifter, but she's competing in the open today.
Oh, really?
I could be wrong. Am I not?
Sophia's not a master
Sorry.
lifter. No.
I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
We'll apologize to her later about that.
Yes, I'm so sorry. No, she's not even close to a master lifter. That is my. I don't know what I was thinking.
Not too long ago.
I don't know what I was thinking. Just chalk that up to. Sorry, just wanted to. I got caught up in watching Andy move his 150. So definitely not a problem for Andy on bench today. McKenna's going to try 170 again.
McKenna is currently sitting in second place overall.
Not a bad position to be on with money on the line.
Got a little bit of a lead over Miss Richardson. Ooh. That right elbow.
So that's going to be a no lift for McKenna. But she still has able to post a total.
Yep.
Because she still has
second place.
Yeah. Now Obed needs this 215 in order to stay in the meet. Jeremy giving him last minute instructions. And here's definitely where that strength, the mental strength comes in. He needs to believe in this.
Yeah, absolutely. Just stay calm, hit in the right spot. Let's go, Obi.
That was beautiful.
He's going to finish that. He will muscle that out with that. Oh, no.
No. And he lost his feet.
Yeah.
That's rough. So that's 2. And this is where lifting equipped, because it is so technical, you definitely see a lot more people bombing out, unfortunately.
Absolutely. Especially a meet like this, there's only 3 spots for the money.
Yeah.
And everyone is shooting for those 3 spots. You know,
yeah. And you can't even, we couldn't even say, well, if he went lighter on the bar, because maybe then he wouldn't be able to pull the bar to his chest.
Again, that's the trade-off.
We just don't know. So Michael Vargas coming out, looking determined, 7.5 kilos added to have the bar at 220. This is, I believe, I was going to say 446, but that's wrong math. It is 485.
Pretty darn close to 500. Oh, he's got that. A little bobble, but I don't think there was downward movement. Nope. He is having a great day. And that moves him into 3rd place right now.
We've got Jared Martin coming out with 240 on the bar.
Yeah. Another 20 keys, you called that.
I did.
Yeah.
I said it was either going to be 20 or 30. Definitely was not going to be less than that. Especially that moves so fast. I think he at least had another 30 in him. But sometimes you just want that to build that total. So
Yeah.
there's got to be strategy. Maybe they're saving energy for the deadlift. So Jared McQueen, here's something interesting that the refs did not see, but we saw here on the live feed, was that his butt came up pretty high on his lift. So I'm kind of excited to see if hopefully his butt stays down. Let's just say that. But if his butt does come out, if the refs will notice it or not.
I was waiting to see if someone was going to go to the jury to try to overturn that, but
It's very possible that nobody else saw it, though. Like if the other the other coaches are just paying attention to their own.
it's kind of hard because there's not much room for us.
No, there is not. But there is a live stream feed in the back. Okay, bringing it down. I'm going to watch his butt and the bar path at the same time. And I saw.
If he's going to muscle it, no.
I saw light, but it's a no lift anyways. I did see light under the butt, though. But that was still a really, really good effort on his part.
So I want to point this out, too. His deadlift opener is currently at 65 kilos. I don't think that's a mistake. I think his coach is just waiting to make that change.
Well, you do have up to 3 minutes before openers to...
So that's going to change the rankings once they...
That's true. And I actually don't put any... even though the forecasted place is showing right now, I don't put a lot of stock into it until that first deadlift.
Yeah. That's when things get exciting. Like, I don't pay much attention to it until deadlifts start because
That's
when
true.
that's when you get all the
That's
numbers.
when things change.
Attempts.
That's true. Jesse Badeau, 280 on the bar. Bringing it down nicely to his chest. Very quick command. Having him hold it for a little bit longer than I was thinking, but that looked like that was a good lift. I'm just going to say, that was 617 pounds on the bar, and now we're bringing the bar all the way up to 645 pounds.
645, which would be a 10-kilo PR for him.
Braden's coming out looking... He's going to do the... Bringing it down.
Well, that shirt is tight. And he's right there.
No, he's not able to finish it out. Just not able to finish that lockout. That was beautiful
If
attempt,
that was like
though.
2.5 keys less, I think he would have had that.
That was beautiful. He's still happy. You could see he's walking away with a smile
He's still
on his
having
face.
a great day.
So close.
And he still had the biggest bench of the meet today, so...
We are finishing it up with bench. We just finished bench today here at the 2024 Columbus Arnold Classic USA Powerlifting Equipped Pro Finals. I'd like to thank our sponsors, A7, Rogue, and Renaissance Periodization, along with Barbell Productions for the live stream feed. $5,000 for the women, $5,000 for the men on the line. We can see that we've got one man and one woman, both who unfortunately bombed out. That's such a heartbreaker to me.
Yeah, that is.
But we still have deadlifts to go, and this is where things are going to get so fun and so interesting.
I'm excited to see where the men's ranking is after they change that deadlift.
We're going to be getting the platform turned over for deadlift and a 20-minute break, and we will see you back here in 20 minutes.
Okay.
I almost fucking lost. I thought I was gonna lose. I actually did. What?
My arm's about to snap.
From holding this? From arm wrestling. Yeah. Huh? From arm wrestling?
You never walk around in like a tank top. So the first time I saw you in like a tank top or like in a sports bra, I was like,
I need some fucking water
I
though.
knew you were like, oh my god, yes. I just like.
What's up, Michael?
What up? What's going on? I just saw someone almost get beat in arm wrestling.
Oh, you saw me? Oh, yeah, I almost lost. That's crazy.
Someone get doping control in here, you know what I'm saying?
You know what they about me? They're like, oh, confident. Like, I just have a little more definition than a lot of people because I'm a smaller person. Or I just have big biceps. See, my triceps are very big.
Damn. That's pretty good. I've never got that before.
Really?
Yeah.
Can we compare triceps?
Damn. Yes, it
Oh my god, I don't want to arm wrestle her.
Alright, you guys go arm wrestle. Let's go.
She beat my ass. She's not going to. Oh, Jesus. She's not going to.
Sweet.
I'm going to lose, but. It's a ball. I'm going to lose. But that's the one I don't want here.
Face on.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
That's good. What's up, Robin? Wow, you're in front of that camera. What's the difference?
The headphones are messing up my hair.
Oh, I see. It's okay.
That camera, I got the headphone on.
Okay.
The deadlift is a simple and pure feat of strength. Once the bar is loaded, lifters have 60 seconds to begin the lift. There are no start commands and you can begin whenever you like. The lifter has to stand up with the bar with their knees locked, hips at full extension, and their shoulders back. Once they do, they'll get a down command and can guide the bar back down to the floor. Easy peasy. There are two deadlift styles. In a conventional deadlift, lifters grip the bar outside of their legs, or They grip the bar in between their legs with a wider stance called a sumo deadlift. Each of 3 referees can give a red or a white light, and lifters need any 2 out of 3 white lights or better for a successful lift. There's a few reasons for a missed lift. It's a red card if they didn't stand all the way up with their shoulders back, or if they didn't lock their knees at the finish of the lift. It's a blue card if there is downward movement in the hold of the bar on their way up, or if they support the bar on their thighs to lever the bar up to lockout, sometimes called hitching or ramping. And it's a yellow card if they lower the bar before receiving the down command, or if they release or slam the bar to the floor, or if they lose balance and take a step by accident. Those are the rules of the deadlift.
Thank you, Travis.
All right.
Did they change that one attempt?
Yep.
From
265. So now
Okay.
he's in second place.
it might have just been an error,
No,
actually.
he did it on purpose. The coach.
Because they didn't know what he wanted to open at.
They didn't want anybody else to know where his dots was until they changed it exactly 3 minutes before the attempt started.
That's funny. Hi and welcome. Oh, we are not live. Hello
Now we are
and
live.
welcome back to the 2024 Arnold Sports Festival Equipped Pro Series Final, where there is $10,000 prize money on the line. $4,000 each for the men for first place, men and women. $2,000 for second place and $1,000 for third place. I would like to take a quick shout out, thank our sponsors A7, Rogue, and Renaissance Periodization, along with Barbell Productions for all of your barbell production needs. You can check out their website if you would like to buy photo or video packages. We are about to start deadlift, and this is where
Where it gets exciting.
placing makes a difference, and there's going to be a lot of jumping around. So normally, you're not allowed to, once you put in your attempt change, you're not allowed to change your attempts anymore. But what happens with third deadlifts?
You get 2 bumps.
You can change it up or down. You can put in a placeholder so that somebody else, and you can like have a mental game. This is where strategy and the coach really comes into play.
And we've already started off with this before we even started deadlifts with the deadlift openers.
Tell me what happens.
So Jared Knockin, his coach, had originally put in 65 kilos for his opener.
Oh.
And then at the last minute changed it to 265, which now puts him ranked second.
So Katie Dodge is once again going raw, 125 kilo opener,
Super easy opener.
275 pounds. That was an easy up and down. Emily Badeau is going to be opening up at a 140. So while there is a deadlift suit that you could wear, a lot of equip lifters choose to go raw for deadlift, or am I mistaken?
No, you're kind of hit or miss with, if the people wear a suit or they don't wear a suit. Typically, you're not going to get as much out of the deadlift suit by itself. On average, people are getting maybe 10%.
Oh,
more,
okay.
if they can use it right. Some people, especially the bigger weight classes, it messes with their setup and they can't properly set up for deadlift, which is more important to be.
So Emily is wearing a deadlift suit.
She is.
Where it's going to be harder for her to get down to the bar to pick it up, but easier to pick it up?
Yep.
Okay. And you can see that normally there's a conventional stance deadlift, there's sumo stance deadlift, and that kind of looked like a combination conventional sumo because While she had her legs wide apart, her hands were still outside of her legs. A conventional stance, your hands are outside of your legs. In sumo stance, your hands are in the inside.
McCarthy is choosing to still lift, even though she was not successful in getting a bench in.
You know, she put in the time, she put in the effort. She might as well see what she can bring out today, even if she's not going to post a total. I love it when a competitor decides not to give up the rest of their day.
She's
150
definitely put in the work, so.
Yes, 152.5, and that is a good lift.
And talking with her during the break, too, you know, not too upset. This is kind of a tune-up meet for her. She's got collegiate nationals, her very last one.
Okay, and that's coming up when?
I think we're about 6 weeks out.
We're about 6 weeks out, mid-April.
Yeah.
McKenna Henderson with 165 kilos on the bar. That's 363, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 364. Easy up, and that's also raw. She's wearing just a regular singlet and not an equipped suit.
Yep.
She's wearing a non-supportive singlet. Sophia Veras coming out with 185 on the bar. She is wearing a suit, a supportive suit. 408 pounds on the bar.
Yeah, I do feel like there's a trade-off with the deadlift suits. They can be too tight that they just pull you forward, like your back gets rounded from the straps being too tight, and it just.
Oh. I'm learning a lot about equipped lifting today. So you also notice that she's got baby powder on her legs, chalk on her
Easy.
hands. While they're both white, they play very different functions.
Absolutely.
Chalk is going to give you grip and keep the sweat off, and the baby powder is going to let the bar glide up your legs easier. Kalani Richardson opening up at 210. She's also wearing a supportive suit, 463 pounds on the bar.
I feel like this will probably secure her a third place overall. And then she's in a good position. She could fight for maybe second.
It'll all depend on where we're at with these deadlifts.
She pulled 228 a couple days ago for the world record.
She is using a double overhand or a hook grip, which
One for some up and down motion.
so
One
she had
red.
a little bit up and you're allowed to have some downward motion when it's just settling once you lift, but not on the way up.
Correct.
Andy Bui coming out 227.5 on the bar. Oh, they didn't call her for up and down.
She got one red for it.
She got one red for it. Okay, thank you. I did miss the cards. Andy Bui 220. I'm telling you right now, also, deadlifts fly, and this is already going faster than we can commentate about.
On the board, currently in 6th place.
Jessie Badeau coming out 62.5 kilos on the bar. Conventional stance deadlift. That was a very, very speedy opener for Jessie Badeau.
He's a
And the
very
lift-
fast lifter. Like, all of his stuff is.
Good lift for Jessie. Jared Naquin coming out with 265 on the bar.
And again, that last minute change that they did right before deadlift started now puts him 2nd place.
That's I've never seen that strategy used before. That's very interesting. But especially when there's money on the line, it kind of makes sense to leave your competitors in the dark. You're allowed to make an attempt change up to 3 minutes before the start of the first flight, and this is only one flight. And so if you do it right at the 3-minute mark, you're not leaving room for anybody else to make another change.
Beautiful opener. I've seen where people turn in a bluff where they have it higher, and other people raise their openers, and then they lower it back down.
You go either way on that.
It's a risky move, but
Michael Vargas, 267.5 kilos on the bar.
now.
Also a fast pull for Michael. Good lift. Obed Hernandez also still deciding to compete with 270 on the bar. Once again, I give it up to these contestants and these athletes for wanting to continue just to see what they could do. They've put in the work, they put in the effort. They might as well come out here and just have a good time at this point.
Absolutely.
No reason to lose training or
Exactly.
or the ability to see what your 1 rep max is.
You've already put the work in. You might as well.
Looks like he might have overshot his opener a little bit.
Maybe.
That definitely looked difficult. And it doesn't look like he's wearing a supportive suit.
I think he is, actually. Yes, he is.
Okay. But that was a good lift 2-1. I don't know what he was called for by the side ref, but he was called for either, I'm going to say, soft knees, soft shoulders, or some up and down movement. I'm not sure which. I didn't see that. Let me see if I can figure out his color card.
I believe it was a blue card.
So either soft knees or soft shoulders. When you know your color cards, it's a lot easier to figure out what's going on. Unfortunately, yellow is kind of a catch-all, so when you get a yellow card, it's hard to see what's happening.
Also
Now, I
doing
do
some
like
hook
the
grip.
narwhal whale socks. That was fast, Braden Gulch. Is
Man.
that a supportive suit?
I believe it is. I believe he's still in the over. Yeah, he's
And-
rocking the overkill. He is fully dedicated to that brand now.
And if you notice, you do not have to wear a shirt in the deadlift. You are required to wear it in the squat and the bench because you're sharing a bar with somebody.
Yeah.
But nobody's touching your back in deadlift. And
In the singlet.
you are allowed to wear knee sleeves for deadlift.
Correct.
You just can't have them touching
The
your socks.
Which they might be just a little bit.
And since they're in the back, I'm sure that the refs cannot see that.
Yeah. Nice.
Fast pull for Jared at 330 kilos. That's 727 pounds on that bar. We're already back to the top of the order for seconds. Katie Dodge coming out with 145 on the bar. Hefty jump to 319.
$20-kilo jump here. Rocking the Team Roar socks. Good lift.
Nice lift for Katie Dodge.
She'll stay in 5th place, but that's okay. She already won the Masters equipped a couple days ago, so she's walking home with some money.
She is definitely walking home with some money. Let me see if I can figure out how much she walked home with.
2,500 looks like.
It looks like
Oh,
$1,500.
$1,500,
$1,500.
So she competed with Team Roar, where they actually took 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So they got all the prize money at the Masters equipped.
Nice.
That's a pretty good day. That was a clean lift.
Good lift.
And then McKenna sitting in 2nd place right now.
McKenna, 180 on the bar. 397 pounds. Very easy lift for McKenna.
Yeah, I think she's just trying to keep that lead, keep her in that second place. I don't know if she's going to catch Sophie.
Based off of dots, it might be very difficult, but she could easily keep that second place lead.
Yeah.
And that's still $2,000. That's not chump change.
No, not at all.
Sophia looks like she's going to be coming home with $4,000 today. Or I'm doing math wrong. Nope.
Nope, 4,000.
I was right. What I am doing the math wrong is the fact that there is $14,000 on the line, not $10,000 on the line. Math is not necessarily my strong suit. This is how I usually get a PR, is when I have bad math on the barbell. Kalani coming out 220 on the bar.
This was the same second attempt she did a couple days ago.
Okay.
See how this moves.
So she's got her deadlift pretty dialed in then.
So far, she's having a great day, so.
I mean, she's only missed one lift.
And she's always very slow off the ground, but she locks that out.
As long as you're patient, especially when you're a sumo deadlifter,
100%.
being slow off the ground is not anything to be worried about. It's usually slow off the ground.
Yeah, as long as you can keep your form.
And keep your patience. Putting 235 on the bar for Andy Bowie. Speedy lift for Andy.
Good lift.
Obed coming out with 275 on the bar. He only added 5 kilos to a deadlift, which is not a big jump at all, but
it was a tough deadlift. That opener was.
I mean, when you have your opener higher than, it just kind of makes sense. That's a very smart move for him to play. Though it does look like he might decide to time out.
Yeah, that's what I think he was indicating when I saw him on the video there.
They have to wait for the full minute. He'll get the yellow card, and then the spotters and loaders will be allowed to change the weight. They cannot change the weight until that minute has passed.
And that extra minute does help, especially with how fast deadlifts are going.
Up next, we'll have Michael Vargas with 282.5 kilos on the bar. Once we do get to third deadlifts, we will be cleaning the bar between every single attempt because we want to give those lifters as much of an advantage as possible. And it's only this 1 minute that's making the deadlifts go slower, but deadlifts definitely fly.
Definitely.
Blink and you might miss them.
Wow.
Look how fast that was. So impressive. Good lift. Jessie Bedeau, 290 on the bar. So we've got Jessie Bedeau and Jared Nequin both with 290 on the bar. And the way they decide who gets to lift first is the lower lot number lifts before the higher lot number. There's a lot of nuance to these third attempt deadlift changes that both the score table and the coaches really need to know, and definitely the refs, because it's all based off of lat number, what's on the bar, what the previous attempt was, what your previous attempt was. There's a lot going on.
And especially as we work into the third attempts now, when we start getting the attempt changes.
Yes, and it's fun. Working a score table during third attempt changes at a international Arnold level meet, like this one here in Columbus, Ohio, today. That looked like a very smooth lift. Good lift.
Good lift.
Braden Gulch, 332.5 on the bar. 733 pounds.
So Jared Martin, Jared Knockin, they're just going back and forth right now between first and second, like based on those dots.
Oh, this is close. It's the battle between the Jareds. I mean, they're only 10-point stats difference right now. This pull, though, would increase Jared's lead. Jared
Martin.
Yeah. But right now we've got Braden Gulch. Is that Arnold on his shoulder? Holding a weight?
No, I don't think it is.
It's definitely somebody strong.
Yes.
Good lift for Braden. We are finishing out second deadlifts with Jared Martin at 352.5. This is 777 pounds. I know that Gino likes to mention 666, the powerlifting devil. He did not have anything for 777, though. Maybe lucky strikes for slots. That was a solid pull. I'm going to wait to see what the refs say. They say 2-1.
One for
good
lockout.
lift. One thought his shoulders were not back enough.
I can see that.
I could see that, too. That's why I was waiting to see what they were going to say.
So this is interesting. Jared Martin, he's good for 373 is his best deadlift. So he's got some room in the tank, potentially.
He definitely has room in the tank. He's inching up, but I think because of body weight, he's still 10 points behind Jared Naquin. So that might be a tough one to pull out.
Yeah.
It might just be a very solid second place there.
I think it's going to come down to attempt selection.
Okay,
and what
here we
kind of
go.
changes they're going to put in last minute.
Thirds, Emily Badeau lifting before Katie Dodge. Once again because of lot number. So this is 363 on the bar. Looked like a solid pull.
Looks like her grip was starting to slip there at the top.
Yeah,
a
did
little
something
bit.
weird with her knees. So yeah, so I don't know what the yellow card was for. She did get a red card for not being locked out, but I would have almost said supporting on the thighs, which is a blue card.
Yes.
So that was a little
and I
confusing.
think she was supporting because that grip was given out on that right side.
Katie Dodge, 363
Another 20
raw.
keys. No big deal.
Easy pull for Katie. She
Yeah.
definitely left a little bit of room in the tank on that.
For sure.
Alexis McCarthy. I have not seen any changes yet. The scoring table does have the attempt change button to stop action.
They have it up until they say bars loaded where they can't do the change anymore.
Correct.
And knowing Hartman and Cameron, they're going to wait till the very last second to put the change in.
Correct. Alexis McCarthy, 170 on the bar. She can finish that out, push the hips through. That was a strong lockout.
She's a fighter. Like, she will grind through things.
And the refs say good lift.
Yeah.
That was a nice comeback for Alexis from that bench.
Absolutely.
McKenna Henderson, 195 on the bar, fighting for her fighting to stay in second place. Well, not fighting. I think she's locked in second place.
I think she's locked in. Yeah.
But still, you want to finish strong no matter what.
Absolutely.
At this point now it's time to just go out and have fun and execute. Just a little too heavy. But she'll stay in second place. Now, Sophia, there's no question that she's got first place here. She put 202.5 on the bar, 446 pounds. Nice strong pull for Sophia.
Good.
She knows she got that too. 3 white lights. She secured her first place finish.
9 for 9 day.
$4,000, 9 for 9 day. And she still has bench to come. So at some point in time, she had to go upstairs and get weighed in for bench press.
And this is a cool comeback for her. Last year she placed third. Now she's first this year. So she just keeps on improving, getting better.
She does. Kehlani Richardson finishing out the day, third place, 227.5 on this pull.
I was thinking she was going to try to break her record, but I forgot that's a Masters record that she pulled a couple days ago.
And this is in the open division, so you cannot
Correct.
break a Masters record. I mean, she could still break her own record, but it doesn't. She can't chip. She can't chip.
It's still a great day.
Yes, absolutely beautiful day
To
for
turn
Kehlani.
around and hit higher numbers 2 days after competing.
Yeah.
That's impressive. And she still finished third place, so she walks away with $1,000. Good. I know.
The smell of baby powder is strong in this back section. 240 on the bar for Andy Bowie. And it looks like even these numbers, the place and the forecasted place, there's no changes except for first and second, the Battle of the Jareds.
Yes.
So besides everybody else, I think Braden has secured his third place finish. I am just excited to see what Jared and Jared have to do.
So if Jared Knockin pulls his third, he will move into first place. Jared Martin is the heaviest puller, so he has plenty of time.
Oh, to make a
change.
And he can pull just enough to secure a win. He doesn't need to pull more than what he needs to secure a win. But when you're working on dots, that's when it gets confusing as to what that's going to do to your dot score. So I'm sure.
And
oh, that was such a good attempt.
that's where the coaching comes into play too.
Yeah, and
I know during the break.
And that's where having your dots calculator out also makes the difference.
I watched both those coaches. They were doing the numbers during the break, just trying to see, just anticipating what's going to be on the bar.
Well, Michael ended the day with a smile. Obed ended the day with a smile on his face. Unfortunately, 2 for 9.
Yeah.
That's a rough day for him. But he still, as I said, he ended with a smile on his face.
First time doing the Arnold. He'll be back.
Michael Vargas, 295.
Oh.
That was so fast off the floor. He had an up and down, and then he just couldn't lock it out.
Yeah, I think that was just more timing.
That based off of how it went off the floor, though, I really thought he was going to get that.
Might have
Jesse-
just surprised himself with how fast that came off the floor.
Sometimes that sometimes is part of it. Jesse Badeau, 307.5 on the bar.
So that miss dropped Vargas down to 5th place, potentially. If Jesse gets this, he'll move into 4th place.
Okay. I'd love to see what this does with the standings. Oh, Jared just had an attempt change. He's going down to 300. So it looks like Jared is just going to fight to stay in 2nd place. Jared just dropped down to 300. The bar was loaded at 295, so you cannot go below 295.
Oh,
Looks like that was the right call to decrease
It
the
was.
weight. So Jared Martin has secured 1st place. I'm actually excited to see if he's going to change his attempt just to maybe.
maybe.
I mean, he's got first no matter what.
If he's got nothing to lose, why not? But
You've got nothing to lose at this point. 3 more lifts left for this morning session. At 1 o'clock is going to be the bench bash and the bench pro finals. Once again, I'd like to thank our sponsors, A7, Rogue Fitness, and Renaissance Periodization. Jesse Badeau, just a little heavy for the day. We've got a lot of reds on these
Yeah.
3rd attempt deadlifts.
I think they're done for the day. They're just going to pack up. Not Braden, though. He's going to keep fighting.
Braden Gulch, 345 on the bar. Barbell Productions has been doing a great job with this live streaming, with the
Oh,
videos.
absolutely.
Just too heavy,
Ooh.
but he at least was able to stay standing on his
Yep.
feet. Jared Martin, 365 on the bar. Last pull of the morning session. Last pull of these pro-equipped final of USA Powerlifting here at the 2024 Columbus Arnold Classic.
And then just a short break before the pro bench
A very,
finals.
very short break. We're going to be starting again at 1 o'clock after the award ceremony for the equipped pro finals. I believe Jared Martin is also our oldest competitor of the morning session of this flight. And is not that old.
Oh, no. And he should have this. Oh,
If
he's
he can
gonna
get it
fight
past
for
his
it.
knees, lock
But
his.
He's got this. Very nice.
It's going to be a close call, actually, I think, by the refs.
No,
Yep.
no.
They called him for supporting on the thighs, and that's what
Yeah.
I had seen myself. Where there's just going to be a short intermission before the award ceremony. We are now finished with our lifting here. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm Robin Schell, joined by
Michael Haffenbrack.
at the 2024 Arnold Pro Classic USA Powerlifting Pro Equipped Finals. Thank you so much. We've seen the standings. We know exactly where everybody stands. This has been such a great competition, and it's been so
fun.
enjoyable to experience this with you, Michael.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and have a great rest of your day. Hopefully you'll tune back in at 1 o'clock for the bench series.